I'm a professional makeup artist and I'm gonna show you how to do your own bridal makeup. My best friend is getting married in Bulgaria tomorrow and I live in Virginia and I cannot go. She said that she wouldn't let anybody else do her makeup but me. So I did this tutorial for her, but I'm also posting it here for you too. I'll make it very simple. You need to hydrate the under eye because if it's dry, your concealer will look dry too. So just use eye cream, any eye cream. If you don't have eye cream, just use your regular moisturizer. Then use moisturizer. I'm gonna use Vanny cream. This is affordable, the daily facial moisturizer. This is really hydrating. And I'm just gonna spread it all over my face, and this will be my skin prep. Oh, don't forget SPF as a last step unless you're doing flash photography. And hydrate the lips so they can be ready for lipstick. Use a brow pencil to fill in your brows, because if you don't and then you complete the rest of your makeup, it's gonna look odd if your brows are not brushed up and filled in. Brow gel will keep your brows in place because, you know, it may be windy, you may hug someone, you don't wanna look at yourself midday and look like this. If you don't have a brow gel, use hairspray and a spoolie and do the same thing. Next step would be to prime the eyes. You need to create some type of base before the eyeshadow to even out the skin, because we have discoloration, lots of veins, so you need to conceal this. And I just use my concealer. You can also use foundation. Make sure it's very well blended and not creasing, and then set this base with a little bit of powder. Take a fluffy brush and then just use your bronzer. If you don't have eyeshadow, even if you have eyeshadow, bronzer is always the best choice because it just looks amazing. And warm up the crease, apply the shade right into your brow bone, pretty much 2/3 of the eye, starting from here and extending it upwards and outwards to lift the eye. This will optically lift and sculpt the eye. If you don't like such warm shade, you can also use a neutral one, a little more cool tone, and place it into the outer corner. Now I like to take a light champagne tone shimmer and just apply it into the inner corner of the eye. If you don't have this type of shade, just use your highlighter. It's gonna be perfect. As I said, you can simply use your highlighter. This is Fenty Lighting Dust, one of my favorites, and place the lightest shade into the inner corner right here, and also right under the arch on the brow bone. Make sure you blend it really well so there are no harsh edges. Now take a darker shade, like a dark brown, with a smaller brush. With a darker brown shade and a smaller brush, apply it right into the outer corner, and this will lift the eye. You don't have to be precise because this is just eyeshadow, and extend towards your hairline for a little wing, and just make sure you blend it in. I know that she's not gonna do any eyeliner, but I like to do it because it defines the eye. I'm using a liquid pen and I'm gonna apply it as close to the lashes as possible. You can extend it for a little wing, and if you make it thicker at the outer corner, it's gonna lift the eye. If you want to do a wing, follow the lower lash line and draw the line going upwards. If you don't want to do eyeliner, you can take a small brush with eyeshadow and just stamp it as an eyeliner, but it's gonna create such a beautiful look for pictures. If you cannot get a precise line, take a small brush with black eyeshadow and just go over it and very lightly smoke it out. This will conceal any wiggly line. This is a very important step. Take a micellar water with a cotton pad or just any type of makeup wipe and remove the fallout from underneath the eye. You can also reshape the wing. Then I like to rehydrate the under eye with a little extra moisturizer. You can use blurring primer in your T-zone if you tend to get very oily. This is Laura Mercier, and I'm just gonna swipe it in my T-zone. For foundation, I'm gonna use a NARS light reflecting one. For foundation, it's best to apply it on your hand first, and then with a fluffier brush like this, just start swiping it onto the skin, starting from the jawline. Make sure you cover this area really well, as well as the ears, because they turn red in the summer. I like to use stippling motions to apply the foundation, but I avoid the under eye area because I'm gonna apply concealer there, so I don't need an extra layer of product. I already did my brows, so I'm being very careful going around them. This is Makeup by Mario F4 brush, by the way. It's really nice. If you feel like your makeup feels heavy or it looks cakey, take a damp beauty blender. It has to feel very bouncy. Make sure you squeeze out all of the water and just push the product into the skin. If you want to be more precise with a concealer, use it on the back of your hand first, and with a fluffy brush just grab it and apply it under the eyes. This will help if you have dry eyes because you apply a lot less when you put it on the back of your hand first. Just apply it into the inner corner and the outer corner. Also apply the concealer on the bridge of the nose, right here in the forehead and the chin. Lately I've been doing this and it helps me so much with blending my concealer. I just use my finger after the brush and just tap it into the skin. Cream bronzer, I'm gonna use this Milani. This is in shade Hey Honey, and I'm gonna use my foundation brush. I'm gonna place the bronzer right on top of my cheekbone, right here. If you put two fingers right from your nose, this is where the bronzer should start and continue all the way towards the hairline. I'm also going to apply a little bit of bronzer into the hairline here to connect it to the cheeks and right on the sides of the nose. If you want to be extra, you can also snatch the jawline and apply it right under. I'm going to take this blush from Makeup by Mara. This is in shade Pale Petal. So the blush you apply right here. When you put two fingers from your nose and then put the other hand right under the cheek, do you see this triangle that's left here? This is where we apply the blush. I'm gonna take the blush with my brush first. I'm gonna put two fingers. Imagine there's one more hand here. So right here, I'm just gonna tap the blush on top of my cheek and I'm just gonna blend it in with the bronzer. Now it's time to set everything in place with powder. If you don't have one of those puffs, just use a brush or find a puff like this and just press the powder in, especially in the T-zone. I'm using Huda Beauty in shade Sugar Cookie. Using the same brush that you used to smoke out dark brown shade on the upper lid, swipe it across the lower lid. I'm not adding any additional product like eyeshadow, I'm just using whatever is left because it looks softer. If you want to intensify the bronzer a little more, take a powder bronzer with a very fluffy brush and just swipe it across the cheeks and the forehead, exactly where you applied the cream one. Same with blush. I'm gonna use this Hourglass one and I'm just gonna apply it on top of my cheeks. Again, two fingers right here. The highlighter, I'm actually using the same brush and I'm gonna apply it right here on the highest point of my cheekbone, just to give me some extra glow. You can also apply it above the brow and the bridge of the nose and curl the lashes. Mascara, I'm using one of my favorites, Tower 28. The mascara will really pull the look together. Lips are very, very important. Make sure they are dry. For lip liner, I'm gonna use our favorite. We discovered this lip liner years ago, Revlon in shade Nude. This is long lasting and it's the perfect nude. I'm just gonna outline the bottom of the lip, the top. And as I go in, I follow the natural shape of my lips. To make it super long lasting, I'm gonna go with this Maybelline lipstick in shade Cheeky and I'm just gonna apply a little bit. If you don't know what I'm doing, I'm making my own Kim KW. Then I'm gonna take a little bit of concealer and I'm gonna dab it right in the center for a little extra brightness. You can leave it as it is. It looks really pretty and matte and long lasting, but you can also go over with some type of gloss or a balm. This is from Say, just to give you some extra hydration and glossiness. I feel like I need some extra blush. I'm gonna take this Essence in shade Cool Coral. Yes, that's what I needed. A little bit of pink shade. And I'm just gonna set everything with a setting spray. And this is the finished look. I love how timeless and classic it is. I love how skin-like it is. It's gonna photograph amazing.